I feel as if one of the reasons that No More Heroes has such great boss fights is that each of them seem to emphasize a different aspect of Travis's personality. They really bring out different sides of him in really, really subtle ways. And this is probably most notable with the female combatants. Travis, we'll be getting to this in the Shinobu fight, but Travis cannot bring himself to kill a woman, and we'll be speculating on the reasons as to why. But like with the number 9 fight, Dr. Peace, Travis goes up against the number ninth assassin. The only one, I think, that Sylvia explicitly describes to you before the fight. She gives like a little bit of background on who this guy is. A detective who does dirty deals on the sides and is also an assassin, right? A practicing assassin. Number 9, Dr. Peace. You sort of have this idea of who this guy is before you actually fight him, which is a little bit different than the other characters you fight in this game, who just kind of, typically speaking, come out of nowhere and don't really have a whole lot of build up or relationship with any of the other characters. They just kind of exist in this world in their own little bubble, and you have to like penetrate it and take off that heads. Love this game. So when it comes to Dr. Peace, Travis is told to go to the baseball stadium and kill Dr. Peace. So you have to pay an entry fee, and you have to like bike your way over to the baseball stadium. And like a lot of other stages in this game, you cut your way through all these enemies, and you end up in the baseball stadium, and you have a conversation with Dr. Peace. Now, Death Metal seemed intent on like really emphasizing how Travis doesn't want to go down this path, how being an assassin is a bad thing, how it's not going to make him happy, how it's not something that you really want in your life. And Dr. Peace kind of continues that theme. He kind of continues to build off of it, because in his conversation with Travis, he sort of goes into like his broken home life and his family, his wife who seems to have divorced him, his child, his daughter who doesn't seem to want to speak to him, and it seems to have really rattled him for a little bit. I had a dinner with my estranged wife and child for the first time in 10 years. We dined at this fancy restaurant, one of those that are impossible to get a reservation for. So he sets this mood, right, where he sort of explains in detail how being an assassin has negatively affected his life. Like his daughter, Jennifer, a girl who actually has a name, like would not, throughout the entire meal, look him in the eye, right? His daughter is so disgusted by who he is and what he does that she wouldn't even look at him. And we don't know the entire like backstory of this. We don't know the history. We don't have the lore on this, but like we know enough to infer like what happened here, like a general idea, like how it affects these characters. And in such a short amount of time, such a short dialogue, a short piece of exposition, they are able to tell us so much about these characters and the world and what's happened to them, like how these things are affecting them. And Travis, they continue the conversation, and the conversation kind of turns to the nature of assassination, and Dr. Peace kind of goes, they talk a little bit people like us, the people like us conversation. I'm trying to think of like how best to describe this. They kind of segue from this depressing sort of thing, like family drama, to this thing where Dr. Peace admits that he really, really likes being an assassin. Like people like us, we're assassins attracted to blood. And Travis is really quick to agree. Fighting your own kind. Nothing is more gratifying. I'm trying to learn how to talk like Travis. I can't get the voice right. Like fighting your own kind. I'm gonna have to look up YouTube videos and see if I can do impressions. I think I can do it, but I'll have to train for that. So Travis being told this story about a family member, right, doesn't relate to that. In spite of like revelations we get later on down the line, in which it turns out his lover half sister murdered his father and his mother in cold blood in revenge. Like Travis doesn't relate to that aspect at all. Instead, what he relates to is this idea that Dr. Peace enjoys violence. He enjoys the thrill of going up against other assassins in the UAA rankings, right? Like that is what Travis finds interesting. That's what he wants. Like he wants to fight purely for the sake of fighting. And again, this is just another example of like what kind of person Travis is, in which he throws himself into these situations purely for the thrill of it, purely for the fun, purely because he has nothing else going on in his life. It comes off. Or rather, there's nothing else he would rather do, like other than just go out and kill these people. It's go out and try to kill these people, like legitimate, real people with like their own backgrounds, history, family. Like Travis doesn't give a shit. Like he just kills Dr. Peace, moves on, and doesn't really think about him ever again, right? Like Dr. Peace never comes up in any of the sequels or anywhere else in the game. He's just gone, even though like his daughter, who we again don't know anything about, is still out there somewhere. And like honestly, a part of me is like speculating, like, is she gonna come back in like No More Heroes 3 and be like Dr. Peace Jr. or something, like Nurse Peace? Like I don't know where this is gonna go. Like we have Bad Girl's dad, like Bad Dad, Bad Man. Why is he not called Bad Dad? I cannot get over that. Fuck you, Suda. That was such a great opportunity. Bad Man getting punked by Fu in No More Heroes 3. So I think he's coming back, but I need to make that No More Heroes 3 video. So yeah, we might see Jennifer in No More Heroes 3. I would love that. I would love to see what this girl is like. In No More Heroes 3. Like, hopefully she appears, but we'll see. Like this fight, the Dr. Peace fight, I think it was the moment that a lot of people really began to realize that like No More Heroes really was something special. This exposition, that beautiful song at the beginning where Dr. Peace is singing in the stadium, where he's talking about all this stuff. He talks about his love for music. It's always been my dream to sing in a stadium such as this. He talks about his daughter. He talks about his feelings towards fighting, and just literally, I think less than 3 minutes, they go through like a whole whirlwind of emotion from like, and it's so beautiful to watch. It's so much fun, and the fight itself is fun. Like again, the game is good. I really need to emphasize that more in these videos. The game itself is very, very good. Okay, so the fight itself is great, and when you finally finish him, his last words are dedicated to his daughter Jennifer, and it really resonates with you. It really leaves an impact, man. It really like hits you hard, and at the end of the day, you just move on to the next fight, because that's all Travis wants to do, is become number one.